Yeah, pour it up, let the bourbon speak. Call me old-fashioned, we bringing that heat. 100 proof, sipping flavor on blast. Dabbling with the rear view, raise your glass. Bourbon hunting for unicorns, that's the chase. High ride heat, put a smile on my face. Respect to the OGs, yeah, they set the tone. Tux, Mr. Lopez, I rock, Derek gone. Oaks hit strong, Okie smooth ride. I'll see you on the other side.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. Tonight we're going to be doing a blind per y'all's request. We switch it up though, right? We're going to do double oaks. We're getting into the fall season, closer to winter. You know, I like to dabble into the toasties and the double oaks come when it gets a little chilly out. It got a little chilly out. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So the lineup for tonight is going to be, I don't remember the prices off the top of my head. I pull them up. I got them over here. Bear with me. They're on the, what do you want to call it? The thumbnail. That's where it was. So let me do, there we go. So we have the Jim Beam coming in as the budget version. This is around 20 to 23 bucks. Then we have the, what was the proof on the double oak? 86 proof, so definitely the lowest proof one up here. Then you got the Peerless Double Oak coming in at 108.4 proof. This is batch 19. Then we have the Barrel Foundation Double Barrel 5-year age, 100 proof. So that one, I like this one, but I think the Peerless so far of those would have been like top, because that one did kind of beat out the Woodfords for me. And then we threw in the new Toasted from Jack Daniel's Heritage, obviously 100 proof. And then the new one, right? This is one kind of made me want to do this blind. It's going to be the Bardstown Bourbon Company Double Barrel Discovery Series number 13. This one's, what's that? 110.8 proof. So, little range in proof, a little range in price as well. You got Barrel coming in at 50 bucks. You got Peerless coming in at every crazy price point you can think of. But I got mine for 80. Jack Daniel's coming in around 70. And you get the big boy over here around 100 to 150 bucks. Some secondaries going like 250. It's getting out of control. But also in the comments, you can vote on which one you want me to add in, right? Because I got a bunch. I've done a double oak blind before, where we have like the Nulu double oak. That's the single barrel from Sealbacks. Actually won the like best pour last year for me. It's wheated. It's like 122 proof. Then we have the regular old Woodfords. I also have Woodfords double oak. I was just keeping that one out just because like price gap stuff, you know. What else did I put on there? Then the Old Forester 1910 classic. Everybody loves that one. And then the Lucky 7 Holiday Toast. That one's also a single barrel. It's 119.6 proof. That one's fantastic. So go ahead and vote on it. Let me know what your thoughts, which one you want me to add in. And then we'll kind of get the wife in here to blind them up. And then, yeah. You know what I mean? We'll get a little drink on. Let's check the chat real quick. Bourbon Daddy says, man, I'm going to miss this one, but I'll definitely watch it back. Cheers. Bourbon Daddy. All right. Appreciate it. Caterpillar says, you should add Fireball to the blind. Well, that was fun. See you later. All right. I'm not going to add Fireball. That's crazy. Christian says, cheers. North Florida says, happy Friday. Cheers. Got my E.H. Taylor single barrel poured up. Hell yeah. Kyle says, what's up? He's $1.99 from Kyle. Says, hope your tooth is doing better, brother. It's getting there. I'm not going to die. North Florida says, how do we don't have King of Double Oaks? The third. So I thought about putting the 13th Colony Double Oak in there. There is zero chance, like not even in the slightest, that I wouldn't be able to tell it just by looking at it. You know what I mean? It is motor oil black. I could smell it a mile away. So I just thought it'd be unfair because I also think that one would probably win. But I would be biased because I would know exactly what I'm drinking. So I didn't add that in there, but maybe we can drink it after. Bourbon Therapy says, guess who's back? Oh, he changed his name.
guess who's back?
We'll do it for you, even though it's not Raf. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Let me text the wife, tell her to come in here, and then we'll get the final verdict. So, if you haven't voted on which one, vote real quick. Arthomp says, you getting drunk? I haven't even drank yet. Just tuned in. Have you talked about the Peerless? No, I'm about to have them blind up. So the final verdict is it's tied 3 ways. That's unfortunate because I'm not doing 3 extras. I don't even have enough Glens. Sexy B says, what's up? Have you voted? Mm-hmm. All right, if I'm picking, I'm gonna go ahead and just pick the Lucky 7 because I'd like to drink that one anyway. So, he says, I guess you can tell I don't know anything about those bottles. Well, you about to learn today. All right, let's just go with holiday toast. Way to make it easy for me. So we're adding this one in. I'll talk about it when I get back. I'm gonna have the wife blind it up real quick. Is there a paper? There's papers on each Glen. Yeah, there's 6. Oh,
What's up, boys? All right, we're going to kind of do this quick because I'm boring compared to him. All right, guys, so Gem Beam first, I think. Yeah. We're going to go with number 2 for Gem Beam. I always get in trouble. Well, not trouble, but he always says I pour these too much, so we're going to try here. Peerless. We're going to go with number 4. Gotta write these down. Okay. Barrel. Oh my. That's. Ooh, okay. Number 1. Hello, wifey. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Wait, which one was that? Oh, that was number 1. Okay. All right, and then Jack Daniels. We're gonna go with number 3. And Bardstown. We'll do number 6. Ooh. And then Lucky 7 is number 5. I hope you boys have a great night. I'm going to go get Call Me Old Fashioned. Hope you guys have a good night. And cheers, Christian.
All right, and we're back. So what? Ooh, man, my chair's all discombobulated now. There we go. Jonathan Savage in the chat says, hello, chat. Big Earn says, there are worms in my poop. Hey, bud. You might need to clean that up. OG says, I don't drink because the cane chaser always gets me. Cane? Okay, like, we talking cocaine? What are we talking about? Stand by for close up on the beard zoom. No, no, no. So I didn't even straighten it tonight. Candace says, "You ending the live?" No, I'm not ending the live. I'm just getting started. I've only been live like 10 minutes. The wife just poured up a blind. You guys can't see. The table ain't big enough for the both of us. I guess it. Blinds, they're numbered. I'm hopefully told you which number's which. Um, so just to kind of recap for everybody just tuning in, we are doing a big old double oak blind. So we got the Jim Beam double oak, Peerless, Barrel Foundations double barrel, the new Jack Daniel's Heritage Toasted, the Bardstown double barrel Discovery Series number 13, and then Holiday Toast. The Holiday Toast, I got this one last year. It was one of my favorite little campfire feeling ones. It's 119 proof, but this was a single barrel from Wild Whiskeys here in Jacksonville. Alex says, "Sup, doggy?" What's up, guys? Welcome to the stream, baby. If you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe if you are new. But let's go ahead and dive in. What should we do? Should we do like 6-1 or 1-6? She spilt a little bit, didn't she? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right. I guess we're gonna start with 1. You know, the issue with double oak blinds for me is they all smell a little bit similar. Bourbon Therapy says, "I stopped paying attention while she was pouring. I'll be surprised too." She goes quick because she's ready to go to bed. So I keep her up just to do these. So Kyle, super chat $4.99. Appreciate it. Kyle says, "Get the wifey a coffee or something and tell her we said thank you. I will get her Starbucks in the morning." Eric says, "Just had some of that JD. Now Stag. Next will be Peerless." Bro, I was getting a little reckless last night. I was doing like Stag and Coke Zero because I ran out of Jack. I already hammered the Jack Rye and the single barrel, so I'm fresh out of Jack again. Besides the toasted. All right, let's focus up a little. Not a lot of ethanol, but it's kind of like a little faint. It gets the caramel vanilla vibes. There's a little chocolate note. That's 100 proof for sure. I'm not going to try guessing them first. I'm just going to tell you which ones I think is the best first, and then I'll guess, and then we'll get the verdict. I like that, though. A little thin. It's good. Solid. I would, I don't know if I'm guessing prices, but I wouldn't say this is one of the more expensive ones. Yeah, caramel, vanilla, a little spice on the back end. A little chocolate, a little faint chocolate. So like I'm not Englishing tonight. Like, what are we doing? Woodford's has like a really like milky silk chocolate vibes to it, where this one is just a little sprinkle, right? A little dash. All right, let's go in for number 2. You don't say. It smells like a double oak. Keep the water on deck, you know? This one might be one of the toasteds. This one's got a little graham crackery in it. Still feels like 100 proof. I like it though. I think that one has a little bit more to it than number 1. maybe a little. It definitely feels campfirey, right? But not as like, not like super intense, right? It's got just like a little remnants of like a little graham cracker, a little marshmallow, little baby touch of chocolate. Nowhere near as the other one either. So Norflore says going for a Graybeard share event tomorrow in Gville. Looking forward to sharing some great pours. Rumored a buddy might bring KOK. Hell yeah, that's what's up. Graybeards. Damn, bro. Feels like an oldie event. I know it's not, but Kyle says, if your wife likes iced coffees, I will send you an order. You should have her try in the Discord. Yeah, send it. She'll try it. All right, let's dive into number 3. Now, I can't show you because, like, logistically, I can't pick up all the bottles, but looking at the Glens, number 3 looks to be the darkest. I don't know if you can see that. This one definitely feels the darkest. They all kind of look the same in the bottle. Outside of the bottle, they're all similar, except for this one stands out just a little bit. Pose Diddley says, what's your thoughts on High West or on High Wheat Bardstown? Worth buying? I like it. I think, didn't I just get new wheated? Oh, the Old Fitz is better. But if you like Bardstown, you will like it. Like, it very much feels like a wheated Bardstown. Like, I like all the Bardstown, so I can't really complain about it. I can't remember where it landed in the blind, but if you kind of scroll back through, I'm sure it's on the channel somewhere. I probably put it up against the... Bro, I'm drawing blanks tonight. The Ben Holiday soft red wheat, the Bardstown, the Penelope. I'm sure it came in first or second. I think the Ben Holiday came in first. I could be wrong. It's hard to keep track of all that. This one on the nose, it's got a little bit more to it. Number 3 I'm on, by the way. Number 3. It's got a little bit, like a touch more ethanol on the nose, but this one's got like a little fruit action in it too. Almost like a red fruit, like a I don't know, like a cherry you put in an old fashioned. Like if there was a cherry aged in bourbon, like that would be like that note that I'm getting. That's a good way of explaining it. I'm gonna give myself a little pat on the back for that one. That was good. I like that. A cherry soaked in bourbon, right? That was fantastic. That was I don't know what 3 is. 3 is by far in the lead. The other 2 are not even close. Joker says, "What's up, everyone? How everybody? I haven't drank. What are we doing? Like I've had like 3 sips. I can't speak. We're having one of those nights. I feel like I just lied. I had this much of a Jack and Coke. This is my Jack and Coke that I poured, and I realized I was starting at 9, not 9:45, and I was like, I don't know why I poured this. It's old number 7. If I can't drink that much of an old number 7 Jack and Coke, might have an issue. Number 3 was fantastic. It had a little chocolate note. I think it's safe to say all of these have oak, right? I don't have to like go, oh, it has oak. Like it's oak. It had a little red fruit, like cherry soaked in bourbon vibes. It had a little bit of chocolate. I would go like kind of mediocre. Like I don't know how to like describe this chocolate. It's not sweet. It's not bitter. It's kind of like right dead in the middle. But nose palate wise, that one's definitely the best so far. So number 3 is in the lead. Bourbon Therapy says, is anyone guessing these with his tasting notes like I am? Don't spoil it for me. This is also just as fun for me as it is for you. So I want to know what I'm picking here. But But I have my thoughts, and we'll go through what I think's the best first, so I don't get too caught up in guessing what it is. But then I'll guess it afterwards. Christian says, "Have you blended the Penelope peach and black walnut?" I mean, I could after all this, but that doesn't sound good. Eric says, "What 24 stags have you had?" I only have the one, so I have 24C. All right, let's move on to number 4 real quick. Ooh, this one smells good too. Number 4 feels a little bit like light sweet, right? It just felt a little lighter on the nose, but also just as sweet. Again, I'm pumped that all these have chocolate notes. Chocolate notes are like one of my favorite notes in bourbon. Don't know why, it just is. Bro, the fantasy league is going off right now. Like, what is happening in there? They're scrambling. This one might have a little citrus on it. Like a little orange zest. Let's go in for the taste. I didn't get big enough sip. I like that one too. That one's... Yeah, number 4 is a little bit different than the rest of the pack as well. Let me move this so I don't forget. Number 4 had almost like a chocolate dipped orange vibe to it, along with like vanilla and caramel. Not as much spice as number 3. Number 4 had like a little sprinkling of nutmeg over top for number 4. Number 3 had like a little bit of cinnamon on the back end. Eric says, "Hopefully it's more fun for you." I mean, I have fun drinking, so I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, 4 so far. It stands out. I don't know if it's better than number 3 yet. I probably have to run these 2 back, but yeah, 4 was pretty good. Let's go in for number 5. This one she spilt a little bit of, so hopefully it's the Jim Beam. The nose isn't as strong for some reason. Let's do a little water because I'm not getting shit on the nose really. Eric says I'll do my 24C after my double oak. Okay. Yeah, do Peerless. Then maybe by that time I'll do the Stag with you. You know what I mean? So savor. I mean, we're only 20 minutes in, guys. We got a long stream to go, so let's buckle her up. Guys, if you haven't already, drop a like on the stream. Subscribe if you are new. Most of you guys are not. But if you're not commenting, feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you're drinking on. Everybody, that goes for everybody. Let me know what you're sipping on tonight. Let me know what you're about to sip on. Yeah, 5 is a little light on the nose for some reason. It's like, I feel like it's toasted. Like it has a little bit of that like char feeling, but there's not a lot of notes on the nose. It's just like ethanol and char. It doesn't smell bad. It just doesn't have anything to it. That's strange because I wouldn't say, even like the Jim Beam, I would say got a little something on the nose. So let's go in for the palate. Well, that had a little bit more giddy up than I thought. I definitely think that's toasted. That one definitely has a little bit of proof on it. You know, I have a feeling I know what this is. It doesn't have... Hold on. It doesn't have like that like super sweetness level. It has a little like bitter chocolate, a lot of like toasty oak, a little bit of that like vanilla, but like the sweetness level is dimmed down a lot. I like the proof on it, but besides that, I think it's kind of been tamed down. If I had to guess, I'm not trying to pick them out. I'm gonna guess it's this, and the reason why I'm gonna guess it's this is because this bottle is the oldest one out of all of these, and it's right about half. I've been kind of like hovering and savoring this one for about a year. If I had to guess, the nose is a little faint because this bottle is older. So that I'm guessing that it doesn't like help its score, even though I love that bottle. Like I could be wrong and just talking out of my ass at this point, but fives getting pushed back to the pack a little bit. All right, let's dive into number 6. Don't worry, Kyle. By the end of the night, we'll be end up putting that in our little toasted Glen by the end of the night just to get everybody to stop, you know? So we'll see. We got some things to drink tonight. See, even this, whatever, this got a little bit something on the nose too. So like, I doubt that was Jim, but that also means wherever Jim's in here, then even it had a better nose than that. This one, it's got a little caramel. It doesn't have chocolate. It has a little caramel vanilla. Little cinnamon. It's kind of not as complex as I thought it was going to be, but it's not. I like it. I like it. It's not bad. It's not my favorite either, but so I think the clear 2 front runners right now is going to be 3, 4. I like 2 a lot as well. Bourbon Therapy says when you're done, mix them from an infinity pour. I could do that. $1.99 from Kyle says, for science, the glass must be used. We got to get to that part of the stream, bud. Hold up. I appreciate the super chats, though, man. Of course, as always. If we're talking about winners and losers, I can promise you I'm not the loser tonight. Like, I'm winning. I love all of these bottles in general. Double oaks are obviously like my go-to, like my preferred style of bourbon. I like the heavy oaks. I like the chocolate notes in them. I like the toasted vibes. It feels like winter, and I love winter. You know what I mean? Like, it just gets you in the mood for the holidays. But as far as for everybody else, let's rule out 5. No matter what 5 is, even if it's the holiday toast, it just doesn't hit the mark. Let's test 1 and 6 real quick. It's not bad, not bad. 6 is going to go out too. I'll put that slightly above 5. Let me do 2 and 1 real quick. We're going to put... Fuck, that's a hard one. I'm going to put 2 behind 1, I think. No, opposite. 1's behind 2. So our bottom 3 right now is going to be 5th is in last place. 6 is right behind it, or right in front of it. And then 1. So now we're left with 2, 3, and 4. Christian says, I gotta get my double oak game up. I only own the Jack Heritage and the Woodford's Double Oak right now. I have like this is kind of like this is my preferred. I have a lot more Double Oaks than I still have the Nulu, the regular Woodford's Double Double. I have the Starlight 1910. I have the 13th Colony. I love Double Oaks, so I take this shit serious. Kyle says it's heavy OT week, 65 hours put in this week. Almost 70 planned next week. Spread the love. Kyle, I mean, I'd love to say I'm not there with you, but I'm right there with you. I'm working tomorrow. I work fucking damn near 12-hour days anyway, but I sit down in a cushy chair. You know what I mean? Like I do taxes. So I don't do taxes. I help, I'm not going to get into that, but plus online casino was nice to me. Okay, Kyle, we're going to have to chat in the chat because I like to do a little gambling. Christian says it's the triple oak if you want to put that in the chart. It's the triple oak if you put it in the chart, Glenn. Possibly. I also have the triple oak Angel's Envy. So would that be a quad oak if I did that? All right. Let me not linger too long on this. All right. Let's do, I think 3 is going to lead. So I'm going to compare 4 and 2 real quick. Let's do 4. That was good. Yeah, okay. I have the order for that. Let's do 3. Yeah, 3's the winner. All right. Let me text her for her results real quick so that way she can get in the shower. All right, so number 3 for me is the winner. Whatever 3 is the winner. Number 4, second place, right? Number 2 is in third place. Followed up by number 1, number 6, number 5. If I had to guess, I'm going to guess 3 is the Peerless. I'm going to guess 4. I don't know, maybe the Bardstown. I feel like maybe 4 is the Bardstown. I think number 2. Let's go. Number 2 is Jack. These are just my guesses. She's gonna text me a list. I'll confirm it here in a second. I'm gonna guess number 2 is Jack. Number 1, I'm gonna guess is the Barrel. What the fuck is left? I'm gonna guess 5. I'm gonna guess 5 is the Lucky 7 because of the weird note thing going on. And guessing 6 is Jim Beam. And I could be wrong because like this is 86 proof, but the pour drank way above 86. So I could be way off. I probably am, but no, nonetheless, whatever 3 and 4 is, 4 was fantastic. 3 had a little edge because it had an extra note in it. It felt more complex. It had everything I wanted in a double oak. Nice, good, sweet oak, vanilla and caramels. It had a little bit of that cinnamon punch on the back end, but it also had like this fruity, like red fruit cherry vibe on it, which none of the other ones really did. They had their own unique little style, but this one just stood out to me. I like that one. Kyle says 3, 4, 2, 1, 5, 6. Yeah. So this is the order that I picked. Appreciate it, Kyle. Kyle says it turn wrenches all day. LOL. No cushion seats for me. Good old factory life. I used to do factory. I used to build the wiring for the Boeing planes. So almost all Boeing planes until 2030 should have the landing gear wires made by me. So just so you know. That's funny. North Florida says, don't forget to like and subscribe. Join the Discord for more fun after the stream. Drops a link. Guys, if you haven't joined the Discord, join in. It's fun. It's quiet at times. We're not as popping as everybody else, I'd say. But Pose Diddley says, are these similar finished whiskeys? These are all double oaks. Everything has been aged extra in another oak barrel. Did she text me and I missed it? Oh, fuck. Bro, I'm so wrong. No fucking way. Are you sure? Guys, I'm off my game or we just figured out price doesn't matter at all. Price means nothing. Damn. Damn. Do you guys know that, like, if you paid attention, like, holy shit. All right, let's start with last place. I guessed number 5 was last place, which is the Lucky 7. I had a feeling the nose was non-existent. It did feel toasted. It drank a little bit higher proof once you got it on the palate. It was good. It just wasn't hitting the mark. I'm not going to give it credit because I know what the bottle is. You know what I mean? This bottle's fantastic. I think mine might be just a little bit longer aged. So it's aged outside the barrel is what I mean. Like it's oxidized a little bit more than likely. So Lucky 7 is in last place. Second to last is going to be the Bardstown, the most expensive one up here. Now that you say it, I get it. It's just it's a little thin. I still like it. Like, again, I was just talking about it. I thought maybe this was the Jim Beam, though. Right? I was like, it drinks a little bit higher than 86 proof. It doesn't drink 110, though. That's crazy. So the Bardstown came in second to last. Let's do third place to last, right? Number 1, right? I liked number 1. Number 1 just fell a little short compared to the other ones, and it's going to be the barrel. So far, our bottom 3 is going to be the Lucky 7, the Bardstown, and then barrel. So barrel overpassed the Bardstown. That's crazy. I was also so far off on my predictions, which is crazy. I'm normally good at this. They were similar, right? Granted, but like when it matters, like are you pulling up next to the big dogs? You cost a lot of fucking money, so you got to pull up next to the big dogs. You can't be beat out by Jim Beam Double Oak. I'm just fucking saying it. You know what I mean? So coming into third place, who's our bronze medal? Wait, all right. So here, our bronze medal is Jim Beam. Jim Beam, I was like kind of back and forth with the barrel a little bit, but again, I did guess both of these. I guessed that number 1 was 100 proof. I was guessing this was 100 proof, which is off. It's 80 something. It's too late. I want to like pull myself back. I might have got those mixed up because what I was going for, what I chose these two off of, was the finish had a little cinnamon kick compared to the other one. If I played it back in my head, I probably would have picked barrel over this one. Nonetheless, it is what it is. So Jim Beam did get third place. Crazy. I didn't get shit because I also thought this was Jack. So like, what the fuck do I know? So then we're left with our final 2. So our second place winner, our silver medal. I did guess this right. Number 4 is Peerless. Again, Peerless is fantastic. It definitely won me over the Woodfords, hence why Woodfords wasn't in this blind. But I did guess this one right. I said, I think this one's Peerless. It has that sweet little oak vibe to it. that really kind of sends home. I'm not taking credit for picking it because I didn't get shit right. So luck of the draw. But it did get second place, which also means number 4, or I'm sorry, the first place winner, which was number 3, is the Jack Daniels. Bro, the Jack Daniels is on something. To beat out all of these, I didn't expect Jack to win. I threw it in because I was like, hey, it's a new name. It'll look good. Good in the title and thumbnail, but you know what I mean? Honestly, I was expecting either this one or this one to beat it over it. Jack winning just solidifies my impressions of Jack. The reason why I definitely didn't think it was Jack is I'm still looking for that banana note in the Jack. I hear once it opens up more that it will have a little banana note. I didn't get banana. I got a little cherry. And the reason why this won is because it had the little chocolate note. It had vanilla, it had caramel, it had cinnamon, it had a little punch of cinnamon on the back end, which now that I think of it, like that feels like a little Jack Daniels punch. But it also had like this red fruit, like a little little like cherry, like a dark cherry soaked in bourbon, pulled out, put into your bourbon. You know what I mean? Like that's just, it was fantastic. So again, I'm not here. I'm fucking shook about how did the gym beat out that one? Maybe my palate's shit. You know what I mean? Like who knows? But that's why we do these things live, so you can kind of see my what I'm doing and what I'm saying. It's just kind of shocking. I think the Bardstown is good regardless. I drank this last week. I said it was fantastic. I still think it's fantastic. In a blind next to other double oaks, though, like, does it really stand up? Probably not. My only issue with the blind itself is with the proof bearing, right? Like, I'm not saying this is an excuse, but I drank I drank number 5, which was the Lucky 7, which had a really high proof point. Then dropped down and drank the Bardstown. I was like, oh, this is lighter. Not saying that's why. I'm just saying, like, that's the only issue with doing these. Is the proof really fucks with your palate. But nonetheless, it just didn't hold up on flavor in the end. Again, if I thought about it, I probably would be thinking that Barrel would be in third place versus the Jim Beam. But hey, why not? You know? So let me know your thoughts on the blind. Did you like how the outcome? Kyle says, last to first place. Number 6 was Lucky 7. Number 5 was Bardstown. Number 4 was Barrel. Number 3 was Jim Beam. Number 2 was Peerless. Number 1 was Jack. Kyle, appreciate you putting that in the comments. Make it really easy for me. The results are awesome, Bourbon Therapy says. Appreciate it. Again, I'm always about honesty, so it is what it is. Like, if Jim Beam's beating things out, I think that, like, not to be, like, clickbaity right here, but, like, who would have fucking thought these two would be that close? You know what I mean? That's crazy. So, I'm here for it. So, I don't know if I like necessarily believe her writing. I may have to watch it back, but the Jim Beam being that high is crazy. Starboy says, love you all. We love you too. Flores says, our buddy did a maple finish on his JD Heritage. It's very good. Like breakfast in a bottle. See, like I want to do stuff like that, but I can't find enough Jack Daniels Heritage to like risk my bottle. If it's coming out first in blinds, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if I really want to mess with it. But Scott says, I'm drinking Jack Daniels single barrel, Heritage barrel, toasted barrel, 100 proof, pretty tasty. Scott, it just won the blind out of all of these, so we are too. But that's a long way of saying it. You could just say Jack Daniels Heritage. I got what you mean. It did just win the blind. It's crazy. I do love Jack, though. So, all right, let's clear off some of these bottles. Get them out of my way. And let's kind of get into like our normal stream stuff. So that kind of ends our professional portion. You're welcome. Professional. I don't know if I have room of all this shit. Put the Peerless over here. I definitely don't have room. Let's put the barrel up here. let's put them all over here. Let's leave Jack Daniels since it's the winner. I don't really have much of each pour. Not to critique the wife, but she wasn't as consistent as she wanted to be in each pour. Really threw me off. I'm kidding. I give her shit all the time, bro. She'll pour them up like halfway. I'm like, I can't drink a half a Glen per blind. You know what I mean? Or per pour for each blind. Let's pour the Jack in there too. Let's dip these upside down. Scott says I'm drinking. I already read that. Kyle says leave the Jack and bring out a couple other double oaks to compare against. I can do that. I can do that. Let's real quick. This is quote unquote the infinity pour. Oh, that's the Jack Glen. Let's leave that. I like that better than most things right there. That was fantastic. I don't know what the ratio was. I'll never be able to recreate this, but this is a fantastic pour. I also love double oaks. Like, that's what a lot of people don't get. Like, double oaks and me, like, that's what I'm here for. Now, granted, the Jack isn't even a double oak. It's just a toasted barrel. Sesame Free in the chat. Welcome back, baby. Says, picked one of these up yesterday. Absolutely loving it. Can't wait for the Tanyard Hill. Me either. I hope I get it. Fingers crossed. I also picked up a Michter's Rye per your suggestion a couple of weeks ago and loving it. Good. I'm glad you liked it. You know, again, Michter's in general is pretty good. Noah Flores says, have you had Conviction Double Oak? Another solid pour if you can find it. I haven't had it. I saw it be released around me, but I don't know if you guys are from my area. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. There's one store that is pretty like, hey, come pick up anything that we have. And it's Golden Ox off of Normandy. Love that store, but it's a little far from me. I only go there if I know whatever I'm picking up is something that I really, really, really want. The Conviction, as much as everybody keeps recommending it, which now you're like the third person, I would have done it now. But I saw they posted it, and they're like, low stock, come pick it up. It's like a 40-minute drive for me. You know, Jacksonville is large and in charge. So I didn't want to drive all the way out there for just that bottle. The liquor stores around me has been slacking, I'll just say that. But I hear it's great. I should have picked it up, but I didn't. Sesame says, to clarify, you recommend the Michter's over something else? Wait. It said, to clarify, you recommended the Michter's over something else I was thinking about. Can't remember. LOL. If you are expecting me to remember, not going to happen. I can barely remember what I had for breakfast. But I'm glad you liked it, because Michter's is good in general, so. North Voice says, we picked up the JD Twice Barrel Heritage Rye a couple weeks ago from MDP in Orlando. One of my favorites. Need to get the new Tanyard Hill Rye to compare. If I pick up the Tanyard, I'll send you a sample of that. You send me a sample of the fucking Twice Barrel Heritage Rye. Missed number 2. Oh, you were guessing and you missed? Bourbon Therapy says, Mr. Call Me Old Fashioned, have you gotten around to trying any buff turkey yet? I have not. But I'm also like not super big on like I understand that sounds cool. Like, who doesn't want a buffalo turkey? Turkey? Who doesn't want a buff turkey, right? From the name. I'm not, like, I've kind of dialed back on really anything that's trying to be like a hypey name. Like, if somebody says it's great, then I'll pick it up. The only one around me was the Augusta, I believe, 15-year. And it was a buff turkey 15-year whatever. It was like $350. I was like, I'm not spending $350, so I passed on that. They didn't have a ton either, so that's why they were jacking up the price. if that's what I had to miss for $350, I'm okay with it. Would I like to have one or try one? Absolutely. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but it didn't like I'm not choosing that spending $350 over a lot of things. Sesame Free says double barrel heritage rye sounds like a fever dream. It does. It does. All right, let's pull over some other double oaks. I said I was going to pull over the 13th Colony, so let's do that. And let's pull over the double oak, right? Because that's always a fun one to talk about. And just for funsies, let's pull over Nulu because I could talk about Nulu as well. So this is a hardcore lineup, right? Granted, I'm not saying everybody go pick up this lineup. It would be one hell of an expensive lineup, but it's fun to talk about. So if you want to hang out with me while I talk about it, by all means. JD Heritage just won the blind that we just did. 13th Colony Double Oak is its own little category. Woodford's Double is personally, to me, it's pulling on the heartstrings. You know what I mean? Because I wanted it for so long. Now, the Nulu Double Oak, it is a Nulu Double Oak straight bourbon whiskey, wheated, single barrel coming in at 122 proof. This one won Best Pour last year for me. Now, granted, you got to take into a couple factors. I love double oaks. I'm a fan of wheateds. It kind of hit every mark that I was hoping for last year. I also didn't have the selection that I do now. So you gotta have to keep that in mind. But this bottle is also pretty old. It's also halfway gone. So if it's anything like the toasted barrel, we can imagine that probably a little oxidized. No, Flora says, I was lucky enough to try the Buckner's 15. Really good. Not sure I would pay that much for it. That's what I mean. Like, I hear it's fantastic. But for $350, like, I can do a lot with $350. Buying another bottle that nobody else is going to be able to get. It's kind of my issue with, like, YouTube stuff. It's like single barrels are great, right? A little buff turkey doesn't always sound good on YouTube. But nobody else is going to be able to try that. I can't recommend that to you. I'm not recommending a $350 bottle that you're never going to find anyway. You know what I mean? Like, that just sounds ignorant if I get it. So it would have to be a want purchase. And I just don't want it that bad. So that's why I passed on it. But I'm glad you got to try it. Christian says, I scored a Bowman single barrel $54 last week. That sounds like a steal. North Florida says 13th, though, black gold, 100%. Like, this one's obnoxiously better than everything else. We'll get into it, and I'll describe why. But I'm so glad I have this bottle. Top 4 for sure. Top 4 bottles I own. And I could go all day, but it is like, I don't know if you could... Oh, here, let me turn it back. Let me turn the back. Look how black that looks. This is a double oak. Look how dark it is compared to the 13th Colony. 13th Colony looks like motor oil compared to the JD. You know what I mean? This is a double oak wheated. It looks like these are water compared to the 13th Colony. That's why I didn't put it in the blind, because I literally could look at it. Me and the wife do this thing, right? Where whenever we're watching football, usually it's Saturdays, right? We're watching college. I'll have the Gators on or something like that. I'm like, let's do a blind. She loves to come in here. She'll just pick a random bottle. I go, hey, go all out. Whatever you want, just pick it. I'm going to guess what it is to you. So I'll take it, I'll sip it, nose it, and I'll say a couple notes out loud. I'm more or less guessing to myself. I'm like, is it eagle? Is it stag? Is it jack? You know what I mean? And I'll go, I think it's this. She goes, yep, that's it. I'm usually spot on. But I also sip on it for like 10 minutes, at least. I sip on it for a while to really like hone in the notes. She's mind blown that I can do that. When she walks out with 13th Colony, she's like, here you go. I go, it's 13th. She goes, what the fuck? And I go, I can look at it and tell. It's just obnoxiously darker. I took one sniff. I go, yeah. There's the leather. There's everything. So that's why I didn't put it in that blind we just did. Bourbon Therapy says, I will trade you a sample of the buff turkey for Russell 15 or that double oak 13th colony. I mean, I'll send you samples if you want samples. I used to do sample giveaways all the time, but people just didn't really want them. Definitely not worth 300, but I got one finished in Sequoia barrels, 140 proof. I need that. I need to try that. Most complex bourbon I've had is the 13th. Everyone picks it first at campouts. Closest to me has been the JD 14. I'd love to try the 14. I have not. If it's coming close to the 13th, so the 13th colony, the way that I can describe it, it's so unique. It's different. So when you put it up against anything else, you're like, I want that. Because for me, especially, right, I can have the best selection in the world. It really wouldn't matter. I want things that are different. I want things that stand out, their own little characters, if you will. The 13th is that. I was lucky enough to go to a bourbon drop in North Florida. Actually, shout out to him. He was the one that told me about it. I got first in line. That's how I got it. What a turn of events that happened from that event is that I actually got the Russell's 15 because I entered a raffle on that event. So you guys can go back on the channel. You can watch both of those videos. Me getting the Russell's 15 or the bourbon event itself. So check it out. AKA Trevor Bull, coming to your house. That enough? That's enough. I mean, you can come to my house if you want to. If you're just wanting to drink, like, I'm all for it. If that was like I'm coming to your house, you know what I mean? Like, come on in. I'll lock the door behind you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm ready for whatever. All right, let's pour it up. Let's start with the lowest proof one, which is going to be the Woodfords. Oh shit! I haven't opened this bottle in a while, huh? Hello, ooh. Scott says I saw a bottle of Eagle Rare at my local liquor store for $2.99. That sounds like a crazy price. What do you think? No, fuck that. $2.99 for Eagle Rare. I love Eagle Rare. Don't get me wrong. $2.99. They're trying to rip you off. If it's Eagle 12, again, you can get a little bit higher than normal, but that's crazy. Don't buy that. To be honest, if I ever walked into a liquor store and I saw Eagle Rare 10-year for $2.99, I'm walking out. I'm not even supporting the store, respectfully. Like, because I just feel like you're trying to get over on us. That's crazy to me. AKA says, yeah, that's enough for us. I mean, yeah, come on over. Come on over, baby. I'm always down to have, now if you come over, I might have you try the Malort. But I'll let you try other stuff too. I got the cigars. Now we're talking. AKA understands, like, hey, like, you got the whiskey, I got the cigars. I don't have the cigars. I'd love to try some good cigars, like, from somebody that understands, like, cigars. I'm not that guy. Is the Eagle Rare 12? Even then, that's still a little too expensive. You know what I mean? Like, I understand secondary and all that shit. That's crazy. Because I believe MSRP is only like $70 or less. If it's Eagle Rare 17, understandably, right? I would even buy it for $2.99. So Kyle says, I don't spend more than $120 on any bottle. And I think that's a good way of thinking about it. Now, at the same time, Kyle, I would say, for me personally, I'm a little frustrated when I go to stores and I feel like every bottle's about $100. I liked it before when it's like every bottle was about $50, about $60. Being around $100 for every bottle just feels a little fucking shitty. Because I used to walk in, buy 2-3 bottles, I'd spend $100, $150, and I'd feel okay about it. When I walk out spending $250 and I got one bottle, maybe two, I'm just like, it just doesn't have the same excitement. Christian says, even if it was a 12, walk away. $50 the most you should pay for the Eagle Rare 10. I agree. Well, I agree with what he said. Eagle Rare 10, I would go 60. And the reason why I say that is I love Eagle Rare. If I didn't have one, which I do, if I had one, I'm not paying anything more than MSRP. If I don't have one, I would go 60. And that's just because I really, really like that bottle. All right. Let's get into the business portion here. It feels like home. The Woodford's double is what I'm drinking right now. Let me slide this over here. This is what I'm drinking right now. It's good. It's fantastic. It has everything you want from Woodford's, a little bit more. The only downside is the proof. It's 90.4 proof. That and the price. Love the bottle. Love the pour. But now that it's been on shelves for a while and I see it sitting, I know they overproduced it versus what they told us. Like, it used to be like, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. They definitely did. They definitely overproduced the shit out of it and told us they didn't. So I don't like that. That's like, that rubs me the wrong way. But nonetheless, it's a great pour. I would need the bottle to come down significantly in price compared to what the market is, right? What I mean by that is, if it was that limited, I can justify paying a little bit more. I can say, yeah, well, we're one of few. We don't have that many. When everybody has that and it's sitting on shelves, you can't tell me paying $200 for this, it makes sense. It doesn't. I understand paying more than the regular Woodfords. Even if you want to double the price, to an extent, I'm understandable, right? But I'm also a Woodford's fanboy. But you got to come down in price a little bit. So it's a shelf because of the crazy price. I mean, I understand that to an extent, but there was lines of people buying this bottle when it first came out. Costco sold out in seconds. I had people waiting in line for it. You know what I mean? So I'm also a little salty because I was like dropping this like bourbon hunting video trailer because it was about to be epic. I was going to drive to Kentucky. We were going to get it. It was going to be this big thing, and they dropped it to be nationwide. And then they said there was only going to be so many barrels, but it just feels like there's so much more than what they said. Again, more power to them. Make your money. Do what you got to do. But don't bullshit people is my thing. So that just kind of rubbed me a little wrong way, you know? I love the bottle, though. Like, granted, like, people can talk all the shit they want to. I still think it's a fantastic pour. Kyle says, call me old fashioned. I will watch the ending in the morning. Take care, brother. Remember, for science. Hey, Kyle, when you watch it back, I'll do it. But you got to watch it back. I need you to comment afterwards saying that you saw it. That's all I'm asking. But I appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate the super chats from Kyle. Shout out, Kyle. And, buddy, have a good rest of your night, bud. Have a good day at work tomorrow. Let's dive into this 13th Colony Double Oak, though. Oh, I thought it was going to be a bigger cork pop because it was struggling. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Kyle, there's no ending, LOL. It's just forever. When he wakes up, we're still live. Candace says, I'm back. Candace, welcome back, baby. Still Friday. Happy Friday. We've only been live about an hour, so... But you missed the entire blind. That was the best part. I got all of them wrong. All of them wrong. They were all fantastic pours, don't get me wrong, but I was still wrong. I thought I was like this bourbon expert. I wasn't shit, so you missed your opportunity to kind of check me, you know? Kyle says, hit me up later about the casino. I just broke the fucking shit out of my nail. Like, I just, like, not like I cut my nails, but bro, I just ran that thing backwards. Anyways, so let me know what you guys are sipping on as well. I know a couple of you guys had some Stag. I know some of you guys had some other stuff. Let me know what you're sipping on. Candace, what are you sipping on? I just poured up the 13th Colony Double Oak. This is the 2024 edition. They're about to come out with 2025 if they haven't already. This one's 133.74 proof. I already know this is going to be great. So, like, if you were wanting to take a break from the stream, this might be it because I'm going to talk all high praise. Scott says, that's a cool looking bottle. What you got there? What's that one? Scott, you don't know what 13th Colony is? Let me come on in. Come on in, baby. Let me learn you real quick. So 13th Colony is a distillery out of Georgia. Now, granted, a lot of their stuff has been, it's not MGP, but it's been distilled out of state, aged in Georgia, right? The Georgia is what gives it this like heat and color, kind of like Florida does, but Florida just doesn't do it as long. And this one, I don't remember the age on it, but this one's cask strength. It's double oaked. So a double oak from 13th Colony is fantastic. Bourbon Therapy says, sipping on a 96 proof double oak Woodford's. I still don't know what the fuck you're talking about because that's not a thing, dude. Candace says the Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper what? Zero? A little strawberry? Like which Dr. Pepper? Because we also take Dr. Pepper kind of serious around here. I'd love the taste of 96 proof Woodford's in general, though. So this one, like, just so you guys know, like, the why I say it's so unique, right, is, like, on the nose, and I'm sure the palate, we'll get there, but it's got this, like, sweet leather, right, on top of having a little bit of, like tobacco cigar feeling nose to it. It's got a little, I call it manly vibes, but that's just what I call it. It still has the typical like vanilla, the caramel. It has a little cinnamon on there, but then the leather part is what stands out. The double oak as well. It's like a really rich, sweet oak. It's one of the best double oaks I've ever tried. I don't know how to describe it though. Like, when it coats your palate, it's like tar. You know what I mean? Like, it coats the shit out of it. But it's sweet. It's still, like, good. The tobacco and the leather notes really stand out. Those are the two prominent ones. But it's like, some people say it's like a new shoe. Like, some people say it's like chewing a cigar. It's not like that. It's like those notes, but in the best possible form. So, Candace says, Dr. Pepper Zero. It's the best kind of Dr. Pepper in my opinion, but whatever. So I think you're having a good Friday night, Candace, in my opinion. Personally, like, when I drink soda, I don't care for the diet. I care for the zero. You know what I mean? It's got a little bit of that ethanol on the front of the palate, but then it kind of tames down. Gives you a nice little finish. It's a fantastic pour in general. So, I'm done hyping that bottle up for everybody. You guys can find out for yourself one day, but I definitely recommend that anytime that I would say sign up for the newsletter. Normally they offer some kind of lottery to buy their bottles, but then if you can't win on that, then try to find it locally. Again, we're talking about wishful thinking, but hopefully one day you guys can. Trunk or treat? See, I was going to, but my son's only like 18 months, almost 19 months. Fuck, he'll be 19 months tomorrow. But he can't say trick or treat yet, so we're holding him off. We're gonna wait till next year. We're still gonna trick or treat this year. He's gonna be Winnie the Pooh. That's what he wanted. You know what I mean? So am I. We're just gonna match. The wife's gonna be Tigger. We're gonna have some fun. Christian says, I'm killing my bottle of Woodford's Double Oak. I mean, not a bad bottle to kill. It's cheap enough. You can replace it. You're definitely going to find it again. But, take care of the bottle. You know what I mean? All right, let's try this one. This one is always unique. But I'm curious to see if this is going to be similar to the holiday toast. There is dust on this bottle. Like, you guys can't see it, but there is. You could kind of see it. See a little white thing on my finger? That's dust. This bottle has sat since last year. It's a fantastic bottle. I saved this one. I saved the holiday toast because they were my two favorites last year, pour wise, for the holiday. So I was like, if they could just make it 1 year, I'll be happy with it. There's other bottles that's lasted me 2 years, so I was just kind of wishful thinking. I mean, I have a feeling they won't, but Bourbon Therapy says it's a thing. Look up Sunnyside Liquors Double Oak Single Barrel. Okay. Scott says the worst bottle I bought was in Vegas last year. It was a Dickel 8-year. It was not good. I mean, that's what you get for buying a bottle in Vegas, but I get what you mean. North Florida said, I love my first Woodford's Double Oaked. It was a local store pick. Reminded me of iced tea. I don't get that reminder, but, everybody's different. Kenneth says, that's a good one. Hey, we appreciate it. All right, so this one last year won Pour of the Year. But granted, I didn't have a lot of these fancy bottles I had last year. Last year, what I would personally want was like a Woodford's Double Oaked on steroids, right? I wanted the same tasting notes, but I wanted higher proof. I believe at that time, this is what it delivered. So let's go ahead and dive into this one. Yeah, the nose is slightly different, but it's still kind of remnants of a little Woodford's. The ethanol is way higher on this one. Still fairly high. But you get a little bit of that like dark caramel, almost like a burnt caramel, and a little vanilla on the nose. Other than that, the ethanol is kind of taken over. Let's dive into the palate. The proof is fantastic. 122. Yeah, just 122 even. I mean, in the blind, that would have wreaked havoc over everything. I don't think palate-wise this one would have been affected. I think the nose is what gets affected the most. Between like the holiday toast and this one, the nose definitely got a little touch and go there for a second, but the palate still comes through fairly well. This one has like vanilla, caramel, cinnamon, nice little sweet chocolate, but it has like this little burn on the back end from the proof. I think it's almost like cinnamon and nutmeg kind of like intertwining. It's good. I like it a lot. It's wheated though. It kind of brings like a lot of the sweetness to the forefront. Again, hard to recommend because most people are not going to find this bottle. But if you ever did, like, granted, this is a good one to pick up. So, and there you have it. So, you guys can decide, what do we drink next? Right? Do we go into, I believe it was Christian's recommendation of drinking, he's still here, so he'll be able to re-chat it, but it was the Penelope Black Walnut Old Fashioned mixed with the Peach Old Fashioned. I have both, so we can give the blend that he wants. We got somebody in the chat that was drinking Stag. I was going to drink that with him. But let me know what we should drink next. Should we do the old-fashioned weird little cocktail? Or should we do something else? I can't believe that Jack won the blind though. That's crazy. It's not crazy that Jack won. It's crazy that Jack won at 100 proof versus a lot of things that were 110. You know what I mean? Like just a lot higher proof in general. Bourbon Therapy says, I think I seen you make a Mexican chocolate old fashioned. If so, you should do that. I could. I don't really want that tonight. But that was definitely me. I did make not Mexican chocolate. I just made a chocolate old fashioned. It was made with Mexican chocolate bitters from the Hella brand. I put a little bit of spiced cherry and orange bitters in there as well, I believe. A little citrus, a little cherry. It was almost like you remember the chocolate covered cherries you used to get back in the day? This is like an old candy. Those were fantastic. It very much was like an old fashioned that was like a nod to that. The Woodford's is great for that. Scott says, what's a good year for Russell's bourbon? All of it. There's not a Russell's I wouldn't recommend. The 10 year's great for the price. It's like 30, 35 bucks. Russell's 13 I have, which is the highest proof they've released. Again, granted, a little pricey, but it's still fantastic. It's more on like the dessert side. If you can get a Russell's 15, like you don't pass on that. That's just another fantastic pour. Chad Johns in the chat. What's up, guys? Been a minute. Sipping some Jack 12. Chad, you're gonna come in and just flex a little Jack 12 on us? I appreciate it, but I don't have that one. But welcome to the stream, baby. Happy Friday. Glad to have you. If you haven't already, drop a like on the stream. Subscribe if you haven't already. Norfler says, a buddy is bringing me a Blue Note Honey Cast rye tomorrow. Looking forward to that. MSRP $60. So I did find a store that had the rye and the bourbon in the honey finish for Blue Note. I thought I was going to pick it up, and I didn't because I was like, I don't drink my honey finishes as we speak now. I want both at the same time. I feel like it'd be great for YouTube, great for me to figure out which one's better. I think the rye personally would be better, but that's just me. Have I come across Michter's Toasted yet? I did come across it, but I didn't pick it up. And the reason why is the store said that I had to pick up 3 other Michter's bottles to be able to buy that one. And they were, even their normal Michter's was a little elevated in price. So I was like, I don't want 4 bottles for the price of 1. You know what I mean? Or 1 bottle for the price of 4. All right. Is Christian still in the chat? Christian, let me know what that ratio was again so I don't have to scroll all the way back through. All right, let's put this back. This is on the edge here. Let's put the 13th colony back. We'll leave the Jack there for now. All right, seems like Christian is not here, so let's scroll back real quick. He said the ratio, so he said 2-to-1 black walnut to peach. I don't know what that fucking means though. So black walnut to peach 3. $160 for the Michter's Toasted. That plus shipping. That I don't know what the price is on that, so I think I'd be okay. I go ahead and pass. But it's 2 parts black walnut to 1 part peach. All right, Christian, welcome back, baby. You were gone. I asked like an hour ago. I'm kidding, but let's get full stupid on it, because I know you want it anyway. Let's put it in our charred oak Glen, and let's go ahead and put both of these bottles in it. This is when we get real stupid on 2 ounce black walnut, 1 ounce peach. Okay, I got you. Oh, fuck me. Where's oh, there it is. I gotta dig in my own water glass. There we go. There we go. 1 ice cube. So I can do half to 1. Okay. So 2 black walnut, 1 peach on my end. All right, let's do it. This is stupid, but I'm here for it. So just so you guys know what we're doing a little blend of old fashions for Christian so he can see what my thoughts are on it. Plus, a couple other people said go ahead and do it. Now we do it in the toasted Glen. This is a Glencairn made from, it's not Glencairn, it's just a nosing whiskey glass made from arson oak. I'll drop a link here shortly. But it's basically a Glen. Wooden that's charred on the inside, so it has a little toasting aspect to it. But he said, hey, do 2 parts of the black walnut and 1 part of the peach. He says, I'm going to like it. So let's let that sit for a second. Go ahead and drop the link for the whiskey nosing glass. Again, they're expensive. I don't necessarily say, hey, go buy it for yourself, because I personally don't buy myself expensive gifts like that. But if you decide like, hey, I got a family member that would love this, then by all means. It's not meant for what I'm doing with it, but it's cool. I like it a lot. I like drinking my whiskey out of it. Making an old fashioned, it's kind of crazy, but you know, shout out to Kyle. He already went to bed, but this is what he wanted. So, and he super chatted enough tonight to make me do it. So just so everybody, let me run through what's in these. So let's start with black walnut old fashioned. We got straight bourbon whiskey, straight rye whiskey, blended with started with walnut bitters and vanilla demerara syrup. The peach old fashioned is made with straight bourbon whiskey, straight rye whiskey, maple syrup, and peach bitters. So you got walnut and peach bitters. You got vanilla and maple syrup kind of combined with a little mixture of rye and straight bourbon whiskey. I will say both of them are sweet. Personally, I like the black walnut better. The peach isn't bad. I just don't personally like peach. And I think it should have been backwards. It should have been peach bitters with, it should have been peach syrup with maple bitters. I think the ratio backwards would have been a little bit better. But all right, let's go ahead and dive into this. Now, in the charred glass, like how much drastically does it change? I have no idea, but I'd expect a little bit. It needs one more ice. Was not cool enough. It wasn't bad though. Little first impression sips. Really wasn't bad. We got a little bit of maple, a little bit of vanilla. Didn't get much of the bitters, but the syrups are kind of fighting each other out right now. Guys, if you haven't already, I'm going to drop a link to the Discord. Feel free to join the Discord if you want. We do get a little reckless in there. It's not like normal Discords, but we like to have fun. So feel free to do that. If you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Let's play our little intro song while we wait, while we ponder on this.
Yeah, pour it up, let the bourbon speak. Call me old-fashioned, we bringing that heat. 100 proof, sipping flavor on blast. Dabbling with the rear view, raise your glass. Bourbon hunting for unicorns, that's the chase. High ride heat, put a smile on my face. Respect to the OGs, yeah, they set the tone. Tucks, Mr. Lopez, I rock, Eric gone. Oaks hit strong, Okie smooth ride. I'll see you on the other side.
So far, this thing's actually pretty good. Might be a good way to drink your peach. I personally don't care for the peach. I like, my bottle's almost full. I'll never drink it. You know what I mean? North Florida says need the apple pie spice. Yeah, the apple. So they're coming out with an apple pie one with I believe apple bitters and just like regular simple syrup. That one should be really good. It should be simple, a little bit of but I definitely want that one. Christian says I like the new intro song. Christian, is that the first time you heard it? Appreciate it. I sang it myself. I'm just kidding. It wasn't me. Chad John said, respect to the OGs. None of the OGs are here, so shout out to them. Yeah, I think that's a great way of putting it. Christian says, honestly, for me, it was a way to drink the peach and stretch the walnut old fashioned. I wouldn't say it like drastically enhances either one. I'd say like the maple lingers in. The peach isn't there. The peach on the bitters is not enough, in my opinion. When you mix bourbon, rye, maple syrup, that peach bitters is like almost non-existent. That's why I didn't care for the peach as much. But when you pair it with the black walnut, that maple, the little syrup feeling kind of comes through. I like it. I think it's a good little blend. Would I do it all the time? Probably not. But I think if you have the peach and you don't like it, it is a good way to get rid of the peach. That sounds messed up in a way, but I also think the peach is great for some, not for everybody. Now, let me rephrase this at the same time. If it was like spring break, summer, that peach would hit. You know what I mean? I think it's a little sweet for that vibe, but I probably would add my own peach bitters in. A little bit of Sprite maybe, a little splash to kind of just liven it up. But I think you could do it, and it would be great during the summer. The black walnut very much feels like fall, feels like winter as we're kind of moving into those seasons. That's just me, though. North Florida says, I would like them to make an espresso one. North Florida, me and you both, bud. An espresso old fashioned from Penelope would be lights out. Christian says the walnut was a smidge too sweet for me. The peach balanced that out for me. So that's how I like. Everybody always goes like, "Oh, what's your best old fashioned?" To me personally, I like my old fashions a little sweeter. So black walnut kind of hits all those marks for me. The only thing that I would like is like a little bit of proof. North Florida says, we take shots at the peach chilled. There you go. Not the Welcher says, hey, y'all. not the Welches. Welcome to stream, baby. Happy Friday. Oh, I got the fucking hiccups. Chad says, I would drink barrel seagrass over the Penelope. What's wrong with the seagrass? Do you not like that either? Or I think I've tried the seagrass and I thought it was good. Nothing to call home about, but I thought it was good. Flavored Penelope, these are old-fashioned premixes. You know what I mean? Like, they're not in the same category, in my opinion. So, I think they're in their own little lane, but I like it. Because, you know, like, Bullet does it. Buffalo Trace does it. I thought it was only fair that Penelope got in. I like how Penelope was like, hey, let me do a little bit different. So I like that they're doing it. I can't knock them for that. Chad says it's high proof and very good. The seagrass, then hell yeah. Christian says I want a chocolate old fashioned from Penelope. Sorry, you only get that here at Call Me Old Fashioned. Sorry, bud. You know what I mean? Like, if they let me sponsor one, I'll do one. I'll do a chocolate old fashioned for the boys. I'll get Girardelli involved and everything. So, think about February. A little chocolate old fashioned for February for Valentine's Day. A little chocolate strawberry. Chocolate demerara syrup. Strawberry bitters. Just saying. I got the tools they need. They just need to call me. But whatever. North Florida says $25 for premixes is really good price in my opinion. I think $25 for a bottle of premix old fashioned is fair price. I'm not gonna say great because you can always make it cheaper, but what you're paying for is convenience on top of it being from a brand that most people should like or maybe are about to like. I think the black walnut old fashioned is kind of what solidifies them as good at making old fashions. Let's try the apple. Let's solidify that soon. But granted, I'm here for it. Clint Hart says both sound great to me, but peach didn't have the peach that I had hoped for. The maple was a little too sweet for me. I agree. Both needed a little doctoring up. Added a little architect to the maple. So I agree with you. I think both for so you got to look at it from 2 points. From a mass production scale, the average person doesn't want high proof. Even though us bourbon lovers want high proof, we want a little oomph. So I personally put a little barrel strength Penelope in any of the old fashions that I pre-made, like the peach or the black walnut. I think the peach is a little hit or miss. The black walnut with a little, I think it's a half ounce of the barrel proof, really, really sends it home. Eric says, I'm back. What'd I miss? You missed everything, bud. Sexy B says, I'm back. I had to serve dinner. What'd you serve? What's your favorite ready-made, pre-made? So let me name off a few. So I've tried 1792. I've tried Bullet. I've tried all Bullets. Bullet has a Manhattan. They have an old-fashioned. I've tried all the Penelopes that are out to me so far. I've tried the Handy and Sheller from Buffalo Trace. I would say from a bourbon enthusiast standpoint, the Handy and Sheller from Buffalo Trace is probably number one. It's most expensive. It's like $35, almost $40 a bottle. You can make your own better from Buffalo Trace than you can that bottle. But just taking it sip for sip, it's a fantastic pre-made. From there, I'll go Penelope Black Walnut Old Fashioned. Then I would go Bullet. Then I would go 1792. Then I would follow it up with the Penelope Peach. Penelope Peach is last place. I don't even care for it. Sexy B says rice and chicken tacos. I feel left out that I didn't get any tacos. So, yeah, I mean, do with that what you will. Level Up says, what's your problem with black people? What the fuck? What's my problem with black people? I said Black Walnut Penelope. So, nothing really. Sexy B says, sorry, I'll send enough your way. All right, cool. I also need like a little queso, a little salsa verde. Bourbon Therapy says, level us. Level us. Level us. Level up. Level up drunk. Level up's drunk. Jesus Christ, guys. If you don't know and you're just tuning in, I am a little dyslexic. So sometimes it takes a little bit, but I'm here for it all. So we're about live for about an hour, 40 minutes. Let's just call it that. Let's do one more pour. I always say that. Eric says, where do you live? What do you want, my social? I'm kidding. I live in, technically I live in Jacksonville, Florida. Robert says, what do we drink tonight, bud? Bro, everything. Everything double oak. So I did a blind earlier with Barrel Foundation Double Barrel, Bardstown Discovery Series Double Barrel, Lucky 7 Holiday Toast, Jim Beam Double Oak for a little budget version. I did the 13th Colony Double Oak as well. Not the blind, just otherwise. The Jack Heritage. I can't remember. Then we did a little old fashioned in a weird scenario. You'd have to scroll back to watch that. We did Peerless Double Oak. And then now we're just kind of sitting here drinkless. You know what I mean? So if you got a recommendation, throw it out. Eric says Central Coast of California. California is a hot minute away. I've only been to Burbank though, because I was on the Ellen show years ago. That was like 2018, 2019. I was on the Ellen show. So I haven't been to California since, and I was only there for like a day. So I can't really say I've ever like explored California like I'd like to, but it was cool for my little visit. But Florida is where I am at currently. Sexy B says, dang, I really missed all those. You did. I told you not to leave. I said, hey, stick around. We're about to get buck nasty. So, Sexy B, what do you want us to drink next? You got the floor, bud. You tell us. I mean, I just from line sight, I mean, New Rift, malted rye whiskey, sherry finish, barrel proof sounds great. From this side, I mean, shit, like a lot of people give me shit, but I'd like to drink the little Oak Bowery #1. That one's always a good one to drink. Not on YouTube because people give me shit, but Christian says, what were you doing on the Ellen show? Wouldn't you like to know, bud? So the quick version about the Ellen show is, I don't know how to explain without over explaining it. So me and like my friend group, right? I've always been into making videos, right? I've always been the camera guy. We've always had fun like that. And we made a video submitting into Ellen for the 12 days of giveaways that she always used to do, where you kind of go to the show, you get whatever they were giving away and stuff like that. The video we made was why you'd be a fantastic elf. So we made a music video. We had our buddy who liked to rap, write up a song. We made a beat. I shot the music video, and we made a like a dance type of thing. So when we went on the show, it was like 3 of us at the time. We got to go on stage, do the dance while the song was playing, and then go back up to our little skybox, the little Geico skybox. It was fun. It was cool. We got to get all the giveaways and stuff like that, but they flew us out that same night. You know what I mean? It was 48 hours of all showbiz is the way I could put it. It was hardcore. Get to where you're going, do what you're supposed to do, and get it going. It was a fun experience, though. You know what I mean? I was a little bit younger. Like, fucking shit. What's 2019? You know what I mean? Like, we're almost 6-7 years away from that. But it was a fun experience. Christy Teigen picked our show, or picked our video based off video quality, which I personally took that. I was like, hey, that's me. That's us. So I liked it. Robert says, nice. I'm usually a Scotch guy, but Woodford's Reserve Double Oak never fails. You know what? It doesn't fail. But from a Scotch guy, I like that opinion because I'm not a Scotch person. Sexy B says, used to watch her show. So did I. I think everybody watched her kind of at one point. Sexy B says, wow, I didn't even notice. Just say, because I'm new to whiskey. New to the whiskey world, I'm more of a tequila person. Sounds really cool and fun experience. It was a fun experience. Like, that's what I'll take it as. It was a fun experience. It's different. Not everybody can say they did that. Sexy B, what's the best tequila? I'd like Lalo's. So let me know. Like, am I on the right track? Christian says, best production on Whiskey Tube. You're not wrong. If Christy Teigen can pick me, so can you. You know what I mean? So it's John Legend's wife, but whatever. All right, I got one more pour on me before we shut it down for the night. So if I still have, let me see if this B-roll is still rolling. That's not it. It's not it. Let me see if I still have it. Oh, I do have the oak battery. There we go. All right, real quick, I got to fucking piss like nobody's business. So I'm going to play the intro song. Y'all hang out for a minute. I'll be right back. Oh. There we go. Be right back.
Yeah, pour it up, let the bourbon speak. Call me old fashioned, we bringing that heat. 100 proof, sipping flavor on blast. Dabbling with the rear view, raise your glass. Bourbon hunting for unicorns, that's the chase. High ride heat, put a smile on my face. Respect to the OGs, yeah, they set the tone. Tucks, Mr. Lopez, I rock, Derek gone. Oaks hit strong, Oakie smooth ride. I'll see you on the other side.
baby. All right, let's see. Love the Quartet Blue bottle. Been on a Grand Mellow. It's good too. Green River Full Proof. Okay. Chad says, I shared a bottle of Jack 10 batch 4 with my dad last weekend. Best bottle under 100 proof I've ever had. Which one do I have? You said batch 4. I have batch 3 of the Jack 10. Fantastic bottle. Can't speak on batch 4, but I get what you mean. I'd love to have all the batches, but I'm not that lucky. Sex B says, love the setup. Hell yeah, appreciate it. Let's do the oak battery. So, obviously, this one is TJ Gamble's, aka Bruzel's bottle. And as much as people want to talk shit, I actually really do like this bottle. This was his number 1. I think he's already came out with number 2. I don't know if I'll be getting that one or anything like that, but I personally like it quite a bit. It's a blend. It's 123 proof. So it got a little bit of everything that I personally like. But I also have the B-roll already set up, so that's why we're drinking that one. The Green River, though. The Green River Full Proof is fantastic, Christian. Like, there's nothing wrong with that bottle at all. That one is very much Thin Mint Girl Scout cookie vibes to me. So, like, I'm here for all of that. All right, let's dive into this one. If you guys have any more recommendations for pours before we end the night, feel free to drop in the chat. If not, we'll end it on this one. So, I just poured that all over my mustache. It's like my first time, you know what I mean? Sexy B says, I have a question. I'm new to the whiskey world. Would you recommend for starters? So, Sexy B, I have like 3 or 4 videos that I posted somewhat recently for starters. While I give you recommendations, I'm going to pull it up so that way I can know exactly what I'm referring to. But I did post a bottle or a video that says how to stock your bar for $250. That has some starters. It also means like if you have $250, like you can walk into the store and get this lineup that I'm referring to. I also posted a video that says best bourbon for your budget, and it gave you the best bottle in my opinion for like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, I believe $100. I also posted like a video about like what is bourbon, and then following that, the best way to drink bourbon. On top of that, following that, the best, right? I put top beginner bourbon that you can actually afford. That video has probably all of the bottles that I would recommend. But I think best bottles that you can like dive into, it just depends on how willing, like how far into whiskey you actually are. Like, and what I mean by that is proof, right? Because I typically lean a little bit more towards like higher proof stuff. But Woodford's Double Oak is always, that's the one that got me into all the whiskey and bourbon. I had a couple other things I liked. When I tried Woodford's, I was like, the Double Oak, I was like, I didn't know whiskey could change this much. Fell in love with it, and that's how this channel even became a thing, is the Woodford's Double Oak. That's why it has a special place in my heart. So does the Woodford's Double Double. From there, like Heaven Hill, Ball and Bond, Redwood Empire 101 is typically a good option. Any of the Still Austin stuff is great. It just depends on proof preference. Budget stuff is Benchmark Full Proof if you're okay with proof. If you're not, then Eagle Rare or Regular Buffalo Trace will do just good. Jacob in the chat says, "Good evening, everyone." Jacob, welcome to stream, baby. You're a little late. But here nonetheless. So, Chad says, "Cheers, fellas. Have a great weekend." Chad, appreciate you stopping by. Christian says, "I'm bottle killing my Green River Full Proof right now. I got a backup though. I mean, you can't go wrong if you have a backup." Sexy B says, "Okay, I will definitely look into them." Definitely. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the best one in whiskey in general, but I think my videos are pretty informative. So if I post something, usually it's pretty intentional. So check them out. If you're new to whiskey, those are who they were meant for. Jacob says, "Yeah, busy with kids. I get it. I'm not knocking you. I have a 19-year-old or 19-month-old tomorrow. It's gonna be crazy. What's crazier is when the wife. This is like none of you guys are OGs to my extent, except for maybe North Florida. He can kind of qualify, but most of you guys haven't been around as long. To be honest, I was live last year during March Madness when the wife went into labor. If you guys were watching me, like you guys could tell on my face, I was like, something's happening. So she went into labor while we were live, came back, went live. So most of this channel knows my life to an extent. But my son, he's going to be 19-month-old tomorrow. He is a crazy little guy, but he's cool as shit. So we cheers now. So I'll grab my little drink. Normally it's something like this, right? A little glass, and he'll grab his little bottle with the action figure on top, and he'll go cheers. So we cheers. So it's pretty cool. That's what we'll end it on. We'll end it on the Weller. The Weller's probably oxidized the shit in back, but I think that would be a cool way, because this bottle's got to end eventually. I'm not going to kill the bottle tonight. It's a little bit too much, but I always drink this bottle, right? Just for everybody that doesn't know, I drink this bottle whenever my son does something pretty cool, right? And I kind of left it alone because I've been waiting to replace it. But I think now, like, I haven't drank in a while. I think this is a good catch-up pour for me. We're going to go to the pumpkin patch tomorrow for him. And it'll be the first time he's been, because we went last year. But last year he didn't really understand. This year he should. So I think it'll be pretty cool. Jacob says, that's cool. I have 3 kids. It's a lot to keep up with. I get it. I mean, I don't get that. 3 kids, I probably lose my mind. But more power to you, bud. Sexy B says, happy birthday to your daughter. Who had... Oh, North Florida says, our daughter turned 1 on the 29th. Cheers. North Florida, happy birthday. It's coming up. Congrats to you and the wife for making it another year of being parents. I already know you have other kids, but, to me, that was always a big thing, A year of being a new parent. New parent to another child, still just as important. So, holy shit. Sexy B says, I have 9 kids. Bro, either Buddy's on, like, insane child support, or it's a miracle that he even made it into this live stream, because I don't know how he has the time. But Sexy B, hats off to you, bud. All right. So we got the special bottle. Again, it's not a special bottle, but I liked how it said special. So just a little backstory. So this was actually the first bottle I received after my son was born. We took a little break, right? So don't get me wrong. It wasn't like I was out there bourbon hunting. But my uncle sent me a bottle because I was like, we can't find Weller here. Like, it's only in Florida. Weller's only through the ABC lottery typically. ABC is just a liquor store here. It's not like state ran. And he's like, don't worry, I got you. And my uncle's actually pretty into bourbon too. He watches his channel. Shout out to him. I doubt he's watching now. It's a little too late for him. It's past his bedtime. But he sent me this bottle, and I've had it ever since. Hence why I've kind of held on to it, you know. And it was the first pour that I had after my son was born. And I thought it was a cool little way to say, hey, like, this is going to be the bottle I drink whenever he does something cool. And in the first, like, couple months, I'm drinking the shit out of it. You know what I mean? Because he's just always doing something cool. Kind of slowed down, and as we got to, like, the bottom of it, right, granted, I just kind of held on to it. Because I was like, you know, as a parent, you don't want to let those moments go. But at a certain point, you do have to. I think it was New Year's. I said I was going to buy a Antique 107 and replace it. I just never replaced it. So High Top Sports says, about time you go live. But I thought you took the day off. You know what I mean? I thought you just kind of... Welcome for the bottle. You ain't bought me shit. High Top Sports, everybody. Welcome to the stream. He likes to do streams every once in a while whenever he has free time, but nothing consistent. You know what I mean? Sometimes he does morning streams about sports. Sometimes he does afternoon streams, or he just doesn't do them at all. He heard I was getting sentimental, so he decided to pop in. Jacob says, my wife and I often lose our minds. You know what I mean? It'd be like that sometimes. High Top says, the streak continues. I didn't see you live at all. Oh, wait, you did go live as I've been live, haven't you? I did see that. You did, about an hour ago. All right, I'll give you credit. I didn't get a morning show, so what the fuck does it really matter? You know what I mean? Norflor says, High Top has been busy. Busy on Twitter. 7 Delta says, is Macallan better for the price / quality relationships? I'm not a big Scotch guy, so like I know like you'd love for me to say yes. I'm gonna guess probably not because I don't really like it. But I haven't dove too far into the Scotch world enough to really give you a proper answer. So I've tried the sherry finish, I've tried the double oak Macallan, just not my thing. But bourbon, a little rye whiskey, that's my thing. So High Top says we even do bourbon tasting on Saturday. You do shot for shot. So if you guys want to pay $100 a shot, you feel free to slide over to High Top Sports. Eventually he'll have me on there to take the shots, but you know what I mean? He's not big time yet. Can't afford that. I drink for free over here. You know what I mean? So I just be living it up. So, as we wrap up tonight's stream, so to kind of recap, so we did a blind, we did a double oak blind. Jack Daniel's Heritage Barrel Toasted came out on top. Next weekend, I'm free every weekend. What do you mean? Is cognac a black to black? What bourbon? Yes, 100% correct. White people like cognac too. Just saying. But Jack Daniel's Heritage did win the blind. Again, we put it up against a handful of double oaks. 13th Colony still would have smoked it, just so you guys know. AB says you're as smooth as Traveler's Whiskey. That's fucked up. Because Traveler's Whiskey is not that smooth. I mean, I guess it's kind of smooth. It's kind of light, a little sweet, but just kind of shit all around. So if that's what you mean, I'm just shit all around. AB, I appreciate it. Alexander in the chat says, hey, new 21-year-old here. Was thinking about drinking Woodford's Reserve Double Oak for my first pour. Good decision. Best decision you ever made. Woodford's Double Oak is the one that got me into bourbon, so 100%. I think it's great. For your first pour in general, might be a little bit too oakier for you, but it is sweet. So if you like oak, you like a little smoky, I think Woodford's Double Oak is a great pour. If you want to kind of back it up just a hair, I think like a Buffalo Trace would probably be a little bit better. A little less oak, a little more sweet. So, Dorfloy says, I'll be picking up the Penelope Cognac finish tomorrow. I will not be picking that up, but let me know what it's like. The Cognac finishes aren't bad. They're just not like what I personally want to drink. Just like the Bardstown, right? It came out with the Double Barrel Discovery Series 13. It also came out with like a Fieri or something like that. For a cognac finished one, I saw it on shelves. I just passed on it because that's just not the vibe that I personally want. Eventually, I'll find one I like. Maybe that could be it. I don't know. Just, I'm not going to find out today. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're about 2 hours in. Let's go ahead and end the stream here. If you haven't already, drop a like. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to go ahead and end this. I'll be in the Discord later tonight. Give me a little snacky snack, and then we'll kind of pop in and out. So if you're in the Discord, let me go ahead and drop that link for you. Before it says I'll be picking up. Oh, I already read that. My bad. Who knows if that's even the right link? That's just GG's. How's that it? Last time I dropped the link and it was only to me. Here, just in case. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Make sure you tune in every Friday. We go live anywhere from 9 p.m. Eastern Time to 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time. It just depends on what day it is and how I'm feeling. North Florida has the most up-to-date link. Click his, not mine. But that will let you join in the Discord, hang out with us, come have some fun. And if anything, I will see you on the other side. Peace.
Yeah, pour it up, let the bourbon speak. Call me old-fashioned, we bringing that heat. 100 proof, sipping flavor on blast. Dabbling with the rear view, raise your glass. Bourbon hunting for unicorns, that's the chase. High ride heat, put a smile on my face. Respect to the OGs, yeah, they set the tone. Tucks, Mr. Lopez, I rock, there it gone. Oaks hit strong, oaky smooth ride. I'll see you on the other side. Yeah, pour it up, let the bourbon speak. Call me old-fashioned, we bringing that heat. 100 proof, sipping flavor on blast. With the rear view, raise your glass. Bourbon hunting for unicorns, that's the chase. High ride heat, put a smile on my face. Respect to the OGs, yeah, they set the tone. Tucks, Mr. Lopez, I rock, there it gone. Oaks hit strong, oaky smooth.